Your shift begins with a cargo door before it begins with a traveler. The belt loader hums, and your shoulders tighten before the first bag moves. You reach the aircraft after landing, but departure is already waiting underneath it.
At first, it looks simple. Pull, stack, turn, push, close, move on.
Then one jammed bag turns the whole hold into borrowed delay. You are here to load, but the door keeps teaching you triage. The passenger wants arrival, but the departure board wants proof. Dawn reaches the ramp, and your morning starts under engine cold air. You move quietly with tags, gloves, and the pressure to disappear.
The turnaround never threatens you, which is why the control hides.
One late cart can stain the whole departure in your mind. You start measuring suitcases in seconds before bags become lives.
No one follows every lift, yet the clock still does.
By now, every cart feels half luggage and half evidence. You read bag tags, chase transfers, and guess what missed the belt.
Then you check the hold before the first stack feels stable. The aircraft needs balance, but the shift also needs speed.
You begin learning that baggage work is also handoff translation.
A wrong cart position can feel bigger than 10 clean lifts.
Then you see the trap. Speed has to keep pace with certainty.
You pull bags quickly, but the next transfer is already claiming you.
You feed the belt loader, but the hold is already waiting.
You crawl inside the bin because the door does not forgive loose space.
You move fast anyway, because the ramp does not slow for dignity.
No one says hurry, but the aircraft is built like urgency.
A narrow hold can still feel accusatory when the bag will not fit.
You cannot see the whole chain, so you start correcting yourself first.
Was the tag missed? The cart late? The transfer already gone?
You keep your face neutral because pilots, crews, and drivers are part of it. Even your judgment starts learning the rhythm of late bags.
You move through the ramp, carrying yesterday's delay and today's promise together.
The walk between carts is not rest, only transition with pressure built in.
A blocked belt can feel like lost minutes and lost trust at once. You turn toward the next bin, already apologizing inside your shoulders.
The hold asks for order while the ramp gives you overflow. That is when the job splits, aircraft on one side, baggage on the other. By now, you are not only loading, you are constantly translating.
A missed transfer can haunt the drive back to the next aircraft. You start hearing performance in rollers, tags, belts, and tug brakes. And the loading chain keeps teaching you that proof is part of lifting.
The ache starts in your wrists before the bag count admits it.
You bend for rollers, twist in the hold, and reach where knees should not. An oversized suitcase can turn one simple lift into a back decision.
You lift carefully, but care does not remove bad leverage. Some turns send you from carts to hold to belt without mercy.
You make your body fit spaces that were never built for recovery.
The cart gets heavier as late bags keep joining the same flight.
The airline sees loaded bins, but your hands remember every handle. You keep your face calm while your lower back learns the aircraft map. Handoff waits after loading, which means after the body already pays.
The turnaround does not bruise you. It organizes where the bruising lands.
You become careful with pain, hiding it from coworkers and yourself.
A delayed offload steals time, then steals lunch, then steals patience.
You drink too little because the next flight is already boarding your body.
You stand by the tug just long enough to call it breath.
Then the next radio call turns the pause back into motion.
Fatigue starts sounding like rollers, brakes, diesel, and tired knees. By now, your body feels like ramp equipment in human clothing.
The worst part is looking replaceable while you are wearing down.
That is the trick. The damage arrives dressed like efficiency. You start cutting corners on comfort before you notice it.
You eat quickly, lift quickly, and call it staying available.
A missing bag can poison a whole flight in your head. You stop correcting small unfairness because correction costs minutes you owe elsewhere. A supervisor glance can feel like an audit in fluorescent dawn. So you become careful with posture, pace, carts, and phrasing. You learn to move through small humiliations without stopping the belt. A late bag can turn politeness into apology before Wheels Up begins.
No one sees the full chain, so blame lands where you stand. And you are usually the worker standing nearest the open door.
Then a smooth turn happens, and hope returns too fast. The carts line up, the belt behaves, and the hold accepts the stack. For one stretch, the ramp looks manageable instead of punishing.
You imagine clearing the flight before the next radio call owns your breath.
You even picture finishing before your shoulders lock for the day. A small joke from a coworker feels bigger than it should.
One clean stack in the hold can make the job feel briefly honorable. Small relief starts looking like evidence the system can loosen. You tell yourself maybe the hardest weeks are finally thinning out. Then one late bag arrives, and hope becomes another unpaid task.
The flights stretch longer, the carts get heavier, and the hold waits. A bad handoff forces retracing, recounting, and proving after the fact. Ramp traffic thickens, and every delay feels operationally expensive. Your glove tears, and the whole shift turns meaner. The next flight still needs you before the last one fully settles.
By now, availability feels like another name for surrender. You keep moving because stopping would make the day impossible.
The body asks for relief, but the turnaround asks for readiness.
Can you stretch one more flight into rent, gas, and groceries?
You answer the only way this job rewards, by continuing.
Dawn or dusk turns soft right when you are too tired. Softness becomes another thing you pass without keeping. A clean departure can still feel like forgiveness from nowhere. Then you remember, one good turn is not the same as safety. The small human moments are real, but they do not rewrite rules. The loophole is sad. You survive by staying useful first.
You learn the system rewards completion long before it respects limits.
You protect the departure, But nobody equally protects your body.
You protect the bags, but the bags keep borrowing tomorrow.
And this is the hook that stays. The flight sells compliance as teamwork. You can slow down, but bills keep the argument open.
So rest becomes a break room door you are too careful to use.
No single bag breaks you. Repetition does the harder damage. The tags, the rollers, the bins, the belts, the waiting jet bridge.
Each part looks small, which is why the burden hides. By now, you understand why this job feels public and invisible.
Everyone sees the bags move, but not the arithmetic behind it. Everyone sees departure, but not the proving around it.
Even kindness cannot remove the fact that you absorb the slack. You carry delay, weight, dignity, and blame between belt and cargo door.
Some days you call it loading, because that sounds manageable enough. Other days you call it what it is, managed desperation under aircraft skin. Still, you badge back in, because necessity can imitate loyalty.
The system does not need your pride, only your continued compliance.
And compliance gets blurry when survival arrives one flight at a time.
You were promised movement, but the clock learned your body first.
By the end, the cargo hold feels less like a workplace than a timer. Tomorrow starts with another cart and the same quiet bargain.
If this felt familiar, stay with the stories work usually hides.
Subscribe if you want more lives explained from inside the job.